Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself for what I've learned to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you.
What's up, man? That's one of my favorite songs, man. I forgot the name of that band. They're so weird. But I guess weird people attract each other. What's up, man? Part 2. We got the Ultra War Part 2, man. That's what we doing today. Look at this book. I'm not in the car today. You can see the actual book in the real color. You know what I'm saying? Ah, look at the sparkle. We're gonna do this right here because it is pertinent to our success as a people. Okay? If we're gonna succeed at anything, we're gonna have to get strategic at, our little combat skills. Not even necessarily combat skills, but hold on. Not even necessarily the combat skills. It's just, some things we have to be strategic. Mr. White Man, they got the things that they do, and they use it to their advantage all the time. But we're not using it. So we're going to change that. Okay? We're coming from this Ultra War book right here by Mr. Chiltern. Okay? By Mr. Chiltern. Alright? I told y'all you could get this book right here from Barnes & Noble for like $25. I don't know why in the hell it's $25, but whatever. I guess it's Barnes & Noble and their goofiness. Anyway, we are coming out to the chapter 5 of energy. Okay? So it says, Sun Tzu, number 1. The control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men. It is merely a question of dividing up their numbers. Okay? That's pretty simple. The control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men. It is merely a question of dividing up their numbers. Okay? If you want to delegate some authority, you learn this in the military. You got a troop. If you are a platoon sergeant or you're a platoon corporal, or because we got corporals in the Marines that control things. What's up, Blackaphonic? In the Marines, we had corporals that were next to sergeants. So you could be a 5-6 year corporal and you could be fine, but once you get to that 7th year, you have to be promoted to like a sergeant. You got to be. You can't stay corporal for too long because they're gonna be looking at you crazy. But the corporal has some power, and if you having a platoon under you, you need, to be able to delegate authorities. What's up, Blackaphonic, man? How you doing? But yeah, say you got a troop of 25 people. Okay, you're gonna divide those up. I'll say by 2s or 3s. Okay, you divide them up by 2s or 3s. Okay, that's basically how you do it. You want to control them, break them up into smaller numbers. You want to delegate some authority, send them in different individual areas. You break them up into smaller numbers. So the control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men. Say you had 2,500 troops. Okay, same principle. You break them up into smaller groups. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So, number 2, fighting with a large army under your command is no wise different from fighting with a small one. It is merely a question of instituting signs and signals. Read it again. Fighting with a large army under your command is no wise different from fighting with a small one. It is merely a question of instituting signs and signals. Okay? If if you're fighting with a large troop, you have to be able to communicate. Okay? If you're not communicating properly, then your whole troop is lost. Simple. You got to be able to effectively communicate. If you're in a relationship with somebody, okay, break it down to 2 people. If you're in a relationship with somebody and one individual does not want to communicate properly, the relationship is over. Because how are you going to relate? It goes back to the word relate, relations, relationship, relatable, being able to share some common interest, relate. Okay, so communication is in its basis relating. So my ideas are relating to your ideas, and we're coming to a common consensus on something that needs to be done. Proper communication. Okay. So fighting with a large army under your command is no wise different from fighting with a small one. Okay. People think that, oh, if I have a small troop, then I'm not really doing anything because we got to have a lot of people show up in order to look important. What's up, Dude the Bob, the Dude X the Barber? What's up, man? People think that because we got small numbers, that means we're going to be, routed or outnumbered. Not really. Not really. Think about it. If you got 3,000 troops all in one area with all of their weapons, hint, hint, we in the middle of the road somewhere in some weird city that we never been to before. What's worse? Us being in that small city, all in one area that we don't know, or we being spread out with proper information? Which one is better? It's a small troop, okay? 3,000 troops is small. But us in one place, that's what you call a kill box, a kill zone. Okay? You don't ever want to have all your troops unprotected in one area like that. Okay? You want to be spread out, especially when you're doing a maneuver. You delegate that authority and you send people out in different places to do different things. Okay? So, as long as there are signs and signals, basic communication between the troops and the different units, you can have, proper control. Okay? That was number 2. Number 3 is to ensure that your whole host may withstand the brunt of the enemy's attack and remain unshaken. This is affected by maneuvers direct and indirect. Okay? We're coming out to the Art of War by Sun Tzu, edited by Chiltern. Okay? It says to ensure that your whole host, may withstand the brunt of the enemy's attack and remain unshaken. Okay? This is affected by maneuvers direct and indirect. Strategies. Okay? Strategies. We have to be strategic. This is the entire point of this book. Strategy. Okay? Learning how to think in an offensive type of way when you're making moves. We have not learned that as black people. We have not learned that. We do it against each other, but we don't do it to anybody else. But these people that are doing it to us, they're using this book right here. Okay? They're using it. Everything they do is coming out of here. Okay? To ensure your whole host may withstand the brunt of the enemy's attack and remain unshaken. This is affected by maneuvers direct and indirect. Okay? how can you ensure that you can withstand an attack from the enemy? You have to have proper security. You have to have taken proper, precautions. You have to have, proper, what do you call it? Uh, Contingency plans. Okay. You have a plan, and then plan on top of a plan, and then plan on top of those plans. This is how a proper leader does. Okay? Maneuvers direct and indirect. Sometimes when you making a decision as an adult, okay? Some adults are good at making decisions, some are bad at making decisions. This is how you can tell those who are bad at making decisions, okay? Some people, they'll just say, well, I'm going to take a swipe at this problem because I don't feel like solving it all the way. I'm not going to think it totally out. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to throw, just some random, stuff at it and hope that solves the problem. When truthfully speaking, all you're doing is granting a light remedy, but at the same time, you're indirectly causing many other problems to arise because you're not thinking through the proper solving of your problem. You see, this is why getting emotional in certain things, in certain standpoints, is detrimental to the problem solving process. You see, so maneuvers, direct and indirect, will keep you able to withstand an attack from an enemy and make you be unshaken. What's up, Palm Tree Breeze? Glad to see you. Okay. Number 4, that the impact of your enemy, that the impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against an egg. This is affected by the science of weak points and strong. We coming out of the Art of Warfare book by Torrent. Okay, this is chapter 5 of Energy. Okay, that the impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against the egg. This is affected by the science of weak points and strong. Okay, we all know what a grindstone is. Miss Tanya says, I'm getting a message saying it's having trouble loading this live for me. I'm going to go out and then come back in. I hope I can vibe with y'all tonight. Yeah, just go out and come back in. They be messing with my lives, man. They fooling with us all over here. That should work, man. But we all know what a grindstone is, okay? And we know what an egg is. A grindstone is like a flat thing that you sharpen a knife on. Sometimes they rotate, sometimes they're flat. Okay, if you smacking an egg against a grindstone, we all know that's you just destroyed the egg. Okay, Miss Tanya says, "I hear and see you now." Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. It says, that the impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against the egg. This is affected by the science of weak points and strong. Okay. What's up, Queen 1013? How you doing? Coming out to the Art of Warfare book by Torrent. Yeah. Okay, so we know what a grindstone is and we know what an egg is. Okay, it says that the impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against an egg. This is affected by the science of weak points and strong. Okay, so guess what? I guess you would be, some people like to throw their weight around. I'm gonna use that analogy. Okay. The impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against the egg. So you might come in stomping and busting guns and dropping bombs all over the place. Okay, you may come in like that, and the people you smashing may be as sensitive as an egg. Maybe you didn't really need to use all of that force. You see? Sometimes you have to assess your enemy properly. You see? When you assess your enemy properly, you can apply the proper force. And you don't have to expend as much energy doing something that doesn't even really need to be done. You see what I'm saying? So, in warfare, we always have to use the proper energy. We always have to use the proper energy in fighting. We always have to use the proper energy. Some people, they get carried away in the fight. Like in martial arts. When I was doing Kyokushin, you will see people that are, bodily strong and physically strong, trying to muscle their way through doing the katas, and when we're fighting, they try to muscle their way through it. And everything is just, brute strength. But they have no type of skill when it comes to, thinking through the movements, the defensive movements that they're going to be doing. What's up, Blixie? Tactical? What's going on? They have no skill and ability in being, graceful or defensive in their defensive moves. All they got is the brute strength. Brute strength is easily defeated. Easy. Okay? People who fight angry always get defeated quickly. This is why they always instruct you, stay out of your feelings in your fighting. Stop throwing your weight around. You see what I'm saying? So, if the effect of your army is like a grindstone dashed against the egg, this is affected by science of weak points and strong. So, what are the weak points? Even though your army may be giant, okay? Y'all might be throwing your weight around. You might be doing a whole bunch of junk, okay? You might be flashing the lasers and busting the guns and dropping the bombs. But, truthfully speaking, you don't need all that. Sometimes you might need to send a troop of 1,000. The people you dealing with is not even that strong. They an egg. Your army is the grindstone. You're going to smash them anyway. So, send the least amount of troops to save, your manpower and your resources. You see what I'm saying? This is the art of war. Okay? We're coming out of chapter 5 of energy. Chapter 5, energy. Okay? It says number 5, in all fighting. What's up, Invisible Hand Defense? Glad to see you. It says in all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining battle, but indirect methods may be needed in order to secure victory. What's up, man? What's going on? Let me read it again. In all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining battle, but indirect methods will be needed in order to secure victory. Okay? This one is kind of simple. It says in all fighting, direct method may be used for joining the battle. Anybody can hop up in a fight. That's direct. You just join. You just start getting in there swinging like in a brawl in a bar. Okay? You see the people in there fighting. Oh, I want to get in this fight. Let me hop up in there. You just start throwing elbows and such. Okay, you start busting people in the head with bottles and things. And you in the fight. But your aim, you had no aim. You just hopped in there. You did not assess who the enemy was. You did not assess who the defendant was. You did not assess what the problem was in the first place that caused the fight. You didn't assess any of that. You just hopped in the fight. So, like it says here, in all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining the battle. Okay, you can join. That's direct. But indirect methods will be needed in order to secure the victory. So, you're in the fight now. You swinging bottles, you're throwing things, you're busting fools in the head. You kind of doing your little thing. But guess what? How you gonna be victorious when you don't even know what the objective of the fight was in the first place? Sometimes it's better to stand back and observe the fight to see who was who. Get some recon. get some intel on the people you're dealing with to assess whether you need to even join in the fight at all. Because it may not be expedient for you to get in the fight. You see? It may not be a purpose for you to get in there anyway. Anybody can join the fight. We see that in the hood. Hood people be making a video. Somebody say, I don't like you. Well, I don't like you either. Two people fighting. Oh, now they friends join in. And then the friend of the friends join in. Then the friends of the friends of the cousins of the friends, all of them, they join in the fight too. Now we got a whole melee. Now it's the fight is indecipherable. Okay? Naveen McKinley says recon is super important, bro. Exactly. Exactly. That's why we should not always join in things that we don't know about, okay? It says in all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining battle, but indirect methods will be needed in order to secure victory. You cannot secure victories unless you use the indirect methods. Indirect method. Asking a question. Hey, who is that over there? Why are they fighting like that? I don't know, man. Somebody dropped somebody freaking cookies on the ground, and they was like, man, you dropped my cookies on the ground. And then somebody came over and just stomped on them like, man, F your cookies, my nigga. Then they just started fighting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it be simple. Real simple. Just ask a question. Okay? In all fighting, every type of fight, whether it's petty or whether it's a noble fight of defense, direct methods may be used for joining the battle. We're simply walking up in there, throwing the elbow, shooting a shot. Okay, that's a direct method. But indirect methods may be needed in order to secure the victory. Do that recon. Ask them questions. Ask the proper questions. Okay? Number 6. Indirect tactics efficiently applied are inexhaustible as heaven and earth. Okay? Unending as the flow of rivers and streams, like the sun and moon. They end but begin anew. Like the 4 seasons, they pass away to return once more. Okay? Read it again. Indirect tactics efficiently applied are inexhaustible, like the heaven and the earth. Unending as the flow of rivers and streams, like the sun and moon. They end but begin anew. Like 4 seasons, they pass away to return once more. Basically, it's saying this right here, okay? Indirect tactics. There's always a better way to do something. Okay? There's always a better way. If you want to get at somebody, there's always a better way to do it. Sure, you can walk over there and bust them real quick. Sure, you can walk over there and shoot them real quick. You can walk over there and smack them real quick. But there's about 10 or 15 better ways to do that. Okay? Indirect tactics, efficiently applied, okay, are inexhaustible. How many fight videos we seen where somebody was irritated with somebody and they just, seen them on the live. They was like, oh, well, we about to pull up. We about to come through. They get in the head wobble, they wobbling their head, they shaking the finger, whatever the hell in the video. Okay, they doing what they doing what they do in the hood. Okay, now they done pulled up. Everybody got guns except the people who just pulled up, or they all got guns. And we seen what happens with that. Normally, the people who got the guns that just pulled up, they don't really fare too well, because the people who's already there, they already ready for them. Okay? Indirect tactics. Efficiently applied. Okay? The adjective phrase is efficiently applied. You have to efficiently apply the indirect tactic. Okay? That requires some wisdom. That requires some forethought. That requires a lot of insight and discipline, which is a lot that we don't have as black people out here. Okay? People will say, oh, you demoralizing everybody by saying how much stuff we do not have and what we do not know. Okay, but how do you know what you do not know if nobody shows you what you do not know? At some point, you got to be taught what you don't know, man. I mean, truthfully speaking, I had to be taught what I did not know. I had to sit and listen to people and elders and people tell me things that I did not know. Then once I pondered upon it, I learned and studied it and took it in. Okay, it became something I knew. Now it's a part of my wisdom. Okay, so that was that. Number 7. It says there are not more than 5 musical notes. Okay, yet the combination of these 5 give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. Read that again. There are not more than 5 musical notes, yet the combinations of these 5 give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. Okay? This is talking about Chinese music, okay? The Chinese music, the Chinese note scale is, pentatonic for all my musicians. Okay, we know what that is. It's a 5-note scale. C, D, E, G, A. Okay? That's what this is based on. Okay, the Art of War. These texts were written way back. I think either in the 15 or 1600s, if not before. Okay, so they're talking about things from ancient times. All right, there are not more than 5 musical notes, yet the combinations of these 5 give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. Okay. You can apply that to skills. Just because you have, you know, 5 skills, okay? You got 5 skills or 5 abilities, you could take those 5 abilities and mix and match those and get different effects for different jobs, okay? You got 5 people who have 5 to 6 different skills. You can rearrange these people for different reasons on different jobs or different missions, and then you can get different effects and different successes depending on the combinations. It's kind of endless. Okay, so I'll leave that there. This is number 8. There are not more than 5 primary colors: blue, yellow, red, white, and black. Yet in combination, they produce more colors than can ever be seen. Same thing. Okay. Number 9, it says there are not more than 5 cardinal tastes: sour, acrid, uh, salt, bitter, and sweet. Yet combinations of them yield more flavors than can ever be tested. Same thing. Number 10, in battle, there are not more than 2 methods of attack: direct and indirect. Yet these 2 in combination give rise to an endless series of maneuvers. Okay? Indirect and direct maneuvering. Indirect and direct, methods of attack. When we study our enemies, realizing their weak points, seeing how they lazy, looking at people, watching how they walk, listening to how they leave out, important details when they tell a story. All of that stuff. Hold on. All of that stuff is important. It's important. When you talk to a lawyer, lawyers are some of the best listeners will ever deal with. Okay, lawyers are paid to learn to listen. They listen to you. They listen to you talk, and they figure out all your patterns of thinking, because most people are undisciplined, highly undisciplined, and they just say anything. And then once you call them on what they say, they don't want to admit to what they said. But this is what lawyers are called to do. Hold on. When you're dealing with lawyers, a lawyer, they learn their plan. They plan their attack off the things that you say, the things you do not say, your body language, the things that you speak upon in an inappropriate way. They use those things against you. You see what I'm saying? That's how you gain a foothold on your enemy, by observing him. watching them in their weak states, figuring out all their weak points, that type of thing. Okay, those are indirect ways of attack. That's pretty much simple. Number 11, it says the direct and the indirect lead on. Hold up. The direct and indirect lead on to each other in turn. It is like moving in a circle. You never come to an end. Who can exhaust the possibilities of their combination? Let me read that again, it's kind of confusing. The direct and indirect lead on to each other in turn. It is like moving in a circle. You can never come to an end. Who can exhaust the possibilities of their combinations? Basically saying the same thing it said in the last four. All the combinations can never be exhausted when you exhibit them and perform them properly. When you think things through and you see these methods done in discipline and proper order with structure, okay, you're gonna have some type of victory. Okay, you'll never see the combinations end. Number 12. It says the onset of troops is like the rush of a torrent, which will even roll stones along its course. A torrent is, a torrent is a fast moving stream. Okay? It's a fast moving stream. It says the onset of troops is like the rush of a torrent, which will even roll stones along its course. If you attack properly, you could have a small number of troops. You can have a very small number of individuals working for you in anything. If everybody is properly trained and rehearsed, and they do everything the way you said they're supposed to do it, and nobody hiccups, nobody makes a mistake, then you're going to be smashing right and left. Nobody's going to be able to escape you at all. Okay? Rolling stones. Water rolls big giant stones out of the way. Okay, I was in South Carolina. At Myrtle Beach, and they got this giant water stone. It's a ball. I think it weighs what? 20,000 pounds? 12,000 pounds? It's a perfectly circular stone that sits in this fountain that has water coming at the bottom of it. And you can't move this stone unless the water is under it. Okay? The water is the catalyst for you being able to move it at all. So you as a regular person moving a 12,000 pound stone like it's a little basketball, that tells you the strength of water. Okay? So it says the same thing here. The onset of troops is like a rush. It's like the rush of a torrent, which will even roll stones along its course. Okay? If you are effective in your maneuvering, even if you are a small troop, you will be able to move big, heavy stones. Them stones are what you would call the enemies, the impediments, people pushing your path to disrupt your progresses. Okay? That's what this is. We coming out of the book, The Art of War. Okay? We in chapter 5, dealing with energies. Okay? Chapter 5, dealing with energies. Okay? We're on number 13. It says the quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon, which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon, which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. Okay? Falcons are the fastest birds ever. They fly at 240 miles an hour. They can see 8 times what human beings can with their little, falcon eyeballs. Okay? But only thing is, their hearing is not that great. I guess when you flying at 20,000 feet in the sky, I mean, who needs to hear good? I mean, only thing you really need to do is be able to see the roach on the ground that you're trying to hit or grab. That's amazing. That's amazing. But the quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon. Think about it. When you're making a decision, you really need to hurry up and do that. Your timing has to be perfect. Your thought process has to be clear. Your knowledge has to be well groomed and maintained. You can't be scatterbrained. You cannot be chaotic in your mind and your emotions all over the place. You have to be focused. Like that falcon. Okay? You're not gonna be 25,000 feet up in the air, soaring and cold, and you looking down at something that you're trying to eat, and then all of a sudden, maybe I don't want that. It's gonna get away. You see what I'm saying? So making decisions is just like, you know, it's just as important. Because if decisions are not made properly, your whole mission can be lost easily. Okay? 14. Therefore, the good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision. Okay? Read it again. Therefore, a therefore the good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision. We can think about what they just said here. In the onset, what is the onset? The onset is when, you end the fight in the beginning. You're taking your jabs, you're taking your uppercuts, you're doing your straight jabs, you're doing, your body blows, all of that junk. You're doing it with power. You're doing it with precision. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyson, you know, he was a monster with it. And then when he decided, you're like, all right, this fight is over. I'm gonna just bust you real quick and knock him out. That's what he would do. That would be his decision. I'm ending this fight now. Pow. Okay? 14, it says, therefore, the good fighter will be terrible in his onset. The fight sequence. Okay? You making your blows. You doing your thing. You're bobbing, you're weaving. You're doing body blows and all this thing. And then, prompt in his decision. When I'm going to end this fight, I'm going to do this right here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Pow! Fight over, I win. Okay? Therefore, the good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision. Okay? That's what that means. 15. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow. Decision to the releasing of a trigger. Okay? Read it again. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow and the decision to the releasing of the trigger. Okay? When you bending that crossbow, you bending it. You pulling it all the way back. You know what I'm saying? You holding, you got your arms are coming together or apart, and you holding it. You holding that string, you holding that line. And you waiting for the proper opportunity to release. And then once you release it, you push that trigger. The blade flies. You see what I'm saying? Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow and the decision to the releasing of the trigger. Okay? What does it mean by the energy? The energy of your thoughts. The energy of of the bottling up of your emotions or suppressing your emotion because you have to make proper decisions. All the energy you put toward the mission, toward the leadership of your troops and your people. Okay? That's like, the potential you put into the bow when you pulling the string. That's the potential. Okay? When you pull that string, the bow is what has the power in it because it's going to pull that string forward. So when you pulling on that string, that's the potential. All of the effort you're putting into that is the energy. When you make the decision, all of your energy is going to fly forward wherever you put it. So wherever the hit lands, that's all of your energy expended in that one hit. Okay? So you want it to be exact. All right. Number 16. Amid the turmoil and the tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder and yet no real disorder at all. Amid confusion and chaos, your array may be without head or tail, yet it will be proof against defeat. Let's read that again. Amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder and yet no real disorder at all. Amid the confusion and chaos, your array may be without head or tail, yet it will be proof against defeat. Okay? In the midst, I use a proper example, okay? How these dudes be online talking about black people don't need no leaders because all our leaders get shot down, and then every time our leaders get shot down, the people's energy, in these movements dissipates. But this is also the reason why, not Larry Hoover, uh, uh, Hoover. What's the dude's name that made he created the FBI. He co-founded the FBI. What's up, Nev McKinley? Why you make that face, man? Yeah, why you making that face, bro? Yeah, uh, what's the dude's name? Oh, yeah. Nev McKinley says us black folks is what's wrong. Okay. What's that dude's name? He was a cross-dresser. He was a cross-dressing president of the United States. Uh, yeah, J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover, they said that there will never, ever, ever, ever be another black messiah unless we give it to them Negroes. Okay? So, we gonna set up King, we gonna set up X, we gonna set up all of these other individuals just so we can get the people excited, we can get the people moving and stuff, we can get them happy, and then once they think they're gonna win, we take out the leader. Okay? So this is what that means right here. It says, amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder, okay? Because you're in a battle. Bullets flying everywhere, people running, people doing things, they're trying to fight, vehicles driving around, there's all kinds of stuff blowing up everywhere. Okay, it may be seeming disorder, but it's not real disorder at all. It's just warfare, okay? It says, amid confusion and chaos, your array may be without head or tail, yet it will be proof against defeat. If nobody can tell who's the head or who's the tail, how are they really going to take out your communications properly? Okay? How are they going to really limit your movements if they can't tell who's the head, who's the commands coming from? Who's the weak link? If we take out the weak link, then we're gonna have to have everybody stop because everybody got to take that weak link up. They got to go check him out. What's wrong with the weak guy? Oh, he took a hit. We gotta go see about him. So now everybody got to stop and go see about the weak link. Now we don't have no weak links. There is no tail. There is no head. You can't tell. Not that there's not, but nobody knows who the head or the tail is. So that's the guarantee. That's the proof against your defeat. You can't be defeated if people don't know where your information is coming from. You can't be defeated if people don't know where your weak links are. This is why we need to judge each other. This is why we need to keep each other on task. Okay? When we have no weak link, no visible weaknesses, okay, which we do, we have so many weaknesses at this point. But those of us who are, on the march to destroy that nonsense within ourselves, okay, we the small and short few. All right, we gonna move past that jump. So we could say, we could say, we could say this right here. We can create our own leaders, okay? Yet, we can create knowledge that turns us all into the leader, okay? So, if one of us is God, nothing stops anything. We keep on going with the knowledge because the knowledge is the leader. You get what I'm saying? You let the information be the leader. You let the information be the teacher. One teacher creates the information. That's why they couldn't defeat the whole jihadists and the whole insurgents, the whole insurgency of the so-called terrorists over there in Afghanistan and Iraq over there. They couldn't defeat them. Why? Because it was the information that was radicalizing everybody. It was the information. It wasn't that somebody just decided to wake up and just shoot at somebody. It wasn't that. It was the information. That's why it never stopped. Okay? So, you got one guy over here. You think he's a leader? Nope. You take him out. You got 50 more coming. Where are these people coming from? The place where they get the information. Where's the information coming from? It's everywhere. No head, no tail. You can't be defeated. That's what this means. Okay? 17. It says, simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline. Simulated fear postulates courage. Simulated weakness postulates strength. Okay? What does postulate mean? Postulate means to assume truth or fact. Okay, now let's insert that definition within the use of the word. Okay, let's see. Simulated disorder postulates truth or fact of being disciplined. Simulated fear postulates truth or fact of courage. Simulated weakness postulates the truth or fact of strength. Okay? Why? That's the question you should ask. If I can simulate a disorder, that means I have been smart enough to know what disorder is in order to not be it. You get what I'm saying? If I'm smart enough to simulate perfect disorder, that means I have perfect discipline because I know everything within the perfect disorder, so I will never be disorderly. Not in my natural state, but in warfare, I know what disorder is. I can cause that perfectly. Okay? This is what Mr. Caucasian does. Okay? They do the same thing. Okay? Simulation fear postulates courage. If I know enough about fear and I can simulate it, I can create it, that means I have driven it out of myself. It's gone from me. But I know what it looks like. I know what it smells like. I know what it acts like. I know what it tastes like. I know what fear walks like. So in a warfare situation, in a survival situation, I can create some fear. I can create that. I can simulate that. Okay? Simulation weakness postulates strength. Okay? If I'm strong enough and smart enough and have enough discipline to be able to create a situation of weakness, I can fake my weaknesses. Okay? That means I have driven weakness out of me. And I'm perfectly well with looking weak just to conceal my strength. Because you want to show yourself as being weak in a situation where you need to escape. Sometimes it's not good to look like you're strong. Why? Because the enemy will pick you out because you look like the strong person. Oh, he's the strong person. Let's take him out first. Oh, she's the strong person. Let's take her out first. Okay? Oh, they got the discipline over there. Oh yeah, he gonna be teaching people. Yeah, let's take that fool out first. Okay? All about simulation in this passage right here, coming from the Art of War book. Okay, by Turrent, chapter 5 of energy. Okay, we on number 18 now. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. Concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected by tactical dispositions. Let's read that again. Okay, 18. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. Okay? Concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected by tactical dispositions. Let's look at the word latent energy, the phrase latent energy. First of all, when you want to look at latent, look, I don't know if you a computer person or not, but when we talk about latency, like somebody could be on YouTube doing a video, doing a live, and you can watch it live, but you can see it on the cell phone. Okay, you can see it on your cell phone, and you're watching it on the computer. The cell phone might be getting the signal maybe 3 seconds later than your computer will, your laptop will. You see what I'm saying? That's what you call latency. So when it says latent energy, it means delay, of a slight delay. So concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy. A question of subdivision. What's a subdivision? Many divisions. It's, basically many divided items, in a subclass. All right? In order to keep yourself from being destroyed, you have to, fake fake your disorderliness. Okay? If you look like you're full of chaos, people not gonna really take you that serious, and they gonna be like, oh, they some goofballs. They don't know how to really fight. They're not organized. Little do they know, you're hiding. You're hiding your ability under disorder. Okay. All of these are warfare tactics. Okay. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected by tactical dispositions. Simple. Don't be showing all your big guns. Show your little guns instead. Okay? Keep your big guns hidden and out of sight. Only strike with your big guns at nighttime. Use your little guns in the daytime. You see what I'm saying? Tactical dispositions. Alright? 19. This is thus one who is skillful at keeping the enemy on the move maintains deceitful appearances, according to which the enemy will act. He sacrifices something that the enemy may snatch at it. Let me read that again. Number 19. Okay. Thus, one who is skillful at keeping the enemy on the move maintains deceitful appearances. Okay. According to which the enemy will act. He sacrifices something that the enemy will snatch at it. Okay, we know that warfare is about 85% deceit. Anytime you're doing some type of fighting in war, it's 85% deceit. Okay, the other 15, that's gonna come, with, you can divide that amongst everything else. But most of it, you're gonna be keeping secrets, hiding stuff, moving stuff under the guise of something else. Saying we're going here when we're really going there. All right, 85% deceit. Okay. If you're skillful at keeping the enemy on the move, you're gonna have to be skillful at maintaining a fake appearance. What's up, Black Gun Boogie? We come from the Art of War, man. Alright, we're on chapter 5. Chapter 5 of energy, man. Okay? Thus one who is skilled at keeping the enemy on the move maintains deceitful appearances, according to which the enemy will act. He sacrifices something that the enemy will snatch at you. Okay. If you're not sacrificing something in a situation where you gotta survive, then you're pretty much limiting your survivability. Okay. Always take things that can be sacrificed. Always take things. You know. Always take things that can be thrown under the bus. You got some people that can be thrown under the bus. Unfortunately, it's like that. Sad to say, but it is. Okay. In order to get your enemies to do what you want them to do, you got to keep them on the move. Like, you have to control the narrative. If you're not controlling the narrative, then who's in control? It's only you or them. You see? So if you're the one controlling the narrative always has to move. Look at how Mr. Caucasian does it. Okay? They're always switching things up on us. We know there be lies. We know there be just 100% untruth. But guess what? They keep lies popping out everywhere. Every 5 days is a new lie. Or a recycled lie. They just pulled it back and put it back into circulation. They do it. They do it all the time. They be like, bro, they just told this lie 15 years ago. Now here they come telling the same lie again. They keeping us on the move. Why? Because now we thought we defeated that lie. Now we gotta run and go to the radio station and beef with the white people over there. Hey man, why y'all telling these lies, man? Blah blah blah. We got these facts. We got this information. You know, somebody else telling lies somewhere else. Oh, now we gotta go over there. We gotta do the same thing. They keeping us on the move. Okay. Now, Vin McKinley says, life is chess, bro. Everybody doesn't play. Nah, everybody don't play chess. You right. They don't be playing chess. They be out here being goofy. They too busy twerkalizing and doing dummy nigga stuff. You know what I'm saying? It says he sacrifices something that the enemy may snatch at. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Oh, see, we're not talking a bunch of troops just walking through an area. Say we're gonna say, oh, we got some troops, but our troops are doing stuff in regular life. Okay, we at war, but we moving through the regular city in a regular kind of way. Say we got a dirt bag. We know he a dirt bag among us. We gonna sacrifice this food and throw him to Mr. White Man, just so they can think they got somebody. Okay. Once they lower their defenses, then we can attack them in a different kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got that dude that was out here shooting them cops. Oh, we bag that fool up, pack him up, and leave him at the precinct door with a note on him. Okay. Stuff chills out for a couple of weeks. Okay, now they can relax a little bit. But then little do they know we're gonna hit them at the bank. We're gonna get some little reparation real quick. We're gonna hit the bank truck. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Number 20. It says, this is number 20. It says, by holding out baits, he keeps him on the march. Then, with a body of picked men, he lies in wait for them. Okay? Just like this. He sacrifices something that the enemy may snatch at it. Okay? You pushing out a bait. He gonna snatch at it. Only way you know he gonna put only way you know what kind of bait to push out there is if you study your enemy first. You can't put no bait out if you don't know your enemy. You can't just put out any old bait that anybody's gonna get. No, you gotta know your enemy first. Then put the bait that he want out. Okay? So by holding out baits, number 20, by holding out baits, he keeps him on the march. He's always looking for whatever it is that you pushing out there. They just don't know you putting it out there. Okay? You gotta conceal yourself using a deceitful appearance. Okay? Then, with a body of picked men, he lies in wait for them. A troop. Who's your most efficient dudes? Who's your most efficient females? Who got their junk together? Who's not stuttering? Who is not wavering in their abilities and in their courages? Who's not? Who's stable? Who's steady? Who got full of discipline? Who got the structure? Who got the order? You see what I'm saying? Who got all of that? Them the dudes, them the people you're going to take and have them be the truth. They're the picket body of men that lies in wait for them. They're not making no mistakes. They're gonna make their little hit, and they're gonna do what they do and peace the hell out. Just like that. Okay? 21. It says the clever combatant looks to the effect of combined energy and does not require too much from individuals. Hence his ability to pick out the right men and utilize combined energy. I'll read that again. The clever combatant looks to the effect of combined energy and does not require too much from individuals. Hence his ability to pick out the right men and utilize the combined energy. Okay. Go back to my analogy where I was using the Marines as, the basis. Okay? Look up the word consummate leader. The definition for consummate leader will give you this phrase right here. The individual, the person who's a leader, but he's not looking for too much from one person. He knows how to bring people together to get, the best effect out of everybody, utilizing everybody's individual skills and strong points. No individualism. Not, oh, I'm gonna be the one that shine today because, I'm the shiny nigga of the day. No. We as black people, we have been turned into individuals. We don't want to work with each other. Everything is I, me, mine. We gotta shine, or I gotta shine because I'm better than you. I got a Michael Kors. I got a crusty lace front wig on. You know what I'm saying? I got all of that. So therefore, I should be in the front. When truthfully speaking, you should be nowhere near the front. You see what I'm saying? These individuals able to bring together these types of people, they're not going to ask too much of you as an individual because as an individual you are limited. This is why you have communist nations like China. What's up, Sabu? Hold up. What in the world did I just do? Oh Lord. Hold on. I think I just damn blocked somebody by mistake. Oh. Let me know if I block any of y'all by mistake, man. Crap. My fingers, my damn phone acting crazy as hell. But look, it says, a clever combatant looks to the effect of combined energy and does not require too much from individuals. Hence his ability to pick out the right men and utilize combined energies. Never focus on the individual. Never ever focus on the individual. Individuals are lacking. You're lacking. Okay? You don't ever focus on the individual the individual puzzle piece. It's just a piece with random colors on it. It only becomes, valuable once you put it with the rest of the pieces. Okay? Same thing with the Lego block. Lego block is damn near a weapon. You step on that damn thing, you go into the damn freaking ER. But you put it in the right place with the rest of them damn Legos, guess what? You got something your kids gonna like to play with. Okay? So it's pretty much elementary in this area, but combining the energies of individuals, that goes to the science too. Like when you got leaders that ask, okay, who are all these people that I got under me? What signs are these people? I got an Aries over here. I got a Libra over there. I got a Capricorn over here. I got Aquarius over there. What's the social distance? I got dang Cancer over here. Like, how do these individuals work with each other? What's their upbringing? Do I know their personal stories? When you have leaders who don't really talk to the people they're trying to lead, you're gonna end up crashing, bro. Seriously. Like, when I was in the Marines, we had a couple of captains that would come out and talk to us. We'd be like, yo, why this captain out here talking to us? And it took me some years to figure it out. I'm like, bro, you can't lead people properly unless you have had conversations with these individuals to know who the hell you're leading. You don't know. You got no clue. You want to put on captain bars. You want to put on second and first lieutenant freaking bars. You want to put on colonel bars, but you ain't came out the office to talk to your troop not one time. Crap out of here, bro. We knew a couple of good officers. We knew a couple of them, but a lot of them they had the friggin' big head because they had the shiny rank on their on their collar. You know what I'm saying? So they were never really concerned about the individuals that would be a part of their concerted effort to do whatever they wanted them to do. They weren't concerned about the individuals. You see what I'm saying? When you build the individual, you don't really have to worry about, when you put them in the mix with the rest of your individuals. You don't have to worry about them because you know who it is that you're leading. That's why we got sucky leaders today, because they don't care about the individuals that make the pieces for the greater mission. Individuals make the troop. The individual, the small troops make the greater armies. You can take troops of 5,000 from over here. That's a troop. 10,000. That's a troop. Okay. 50,000. That's a troop. 80,000 from over here. That's a troop too. But then you put them all together. That's an army. Okay. But before you get to the troop, you got to get to the individuals. You see what I'm saying? So these leaders out here who be thinking, I can just wrangle up a bunch of people. Who cares about what they was thinking? Who cares about how they feel and all this other junk? Okay, that was the issues that we was having with Mr. J. Okay, people were making complaints. People were making complaints to Mr. J, and he wasn't trying to hear nobody's complaint. He wasn't taking people serious. People crying. People talking about they don't got, money to come to the formation no more. They don't have money to do this no more. And why you dragging us all over the place and not having any real objectives? People was really discouraged. People was being let down. And he didn't want to take care of the responsibility of concerting the people. As a leader, when people have complaints, you better come down off your little seat and go see about them, because they be the ones that's gonna either burn you down or they're gonna run from you when enemies attack, and you don't want that. And that's pretty much what happened. Either way, that was that. You got number 22. It says, when he utilizes combined energy, his fighting men become, as it were, like unto rolling logs or stones. For it is nature of a log or stone to maintain motionless on level ground, and to move on a slope and to move on a slope, if four-cornered, come to a standstill, but if round-shaped, to go rolling down. Let me read it again. It says, when he utilizes combined energy, his fighting men become, as it were, like unto rolling logs or stones. For it is the nature of a log or stone to remain motionless on level ground, and to move when on a slope. If four-cornered, come to a standstill, but if round-shaped, to go rolling down. Basically, what that's saying is, when you are using a combined energy, his fighting men becomes, you're going to take whatever natural stance you would take as whatever you are, okay? It says a rolling log is going to roll when it comes on a slope or angle. That's just what it naturally does. So you're not going to be out here doing something that's unnatural to your abilities when it's time for you to make life and death decisions. You're not going to be out here doing stuff that you didn't practice for. You're not going to be out here doing something abnormal to yourself. Like, you're supposed to be on the 50 cal, but instead of you doing that, you doing the freaking Dougie in the field out there with your uniform shirt off. Like, what the hell are you doing? That's abnormal. You're supposed to have your uniform shirt on, put your cover on, and be on that 50. Just like that. Okay? If you got four corners, it says you come to a standstill. Why? Because that's normal physics. If you got four corners, that's four areas of friction that you're not going to be able to overcome. Physics, okay? If you're a rolling thing, you're just gonna roll until something stops you. Basic laws of physics. That's what this is talking about. This passage, number 22, okay, of the Energy chapter, is basically saying obey the laws of physics of yourself. Know your weaknesses, know your natural abilities. Whatever you are is what you are. Do not go outside of that. Okay? That's going to ensure your victory and your success whenever you're doing whatever you're doing. Okay? 23 and the last one, okay, says, thus, the energy developed by good fighting men is as the momentum of a round stone rolled down a mountain thousands of feet in height. So much on the subject of energy. Read it again. Thus the energy developed by good fighting men is as the momentum of a round stone rolled down a mountain thousands of feet in height. So much on the subject of energy. Okay? Basically, this is saying we know what a round stone will do. We have seen movies where, snow is going down a hill. Or we've seen the cartoons in the 80s and the 90s where Bugs Bunny he make a snowstorm on the mountain, and it turns one little ball of snow turns into a giant snowball, and it just roll over everybody. Okay, that's the analogy we're getting right here. So this is a stone. Okay, there's avalanches where stones roll down the mountain, and whatever is on the bottom, God help you. Basically, that's basically what they're saying. But that's only developed by good fighting men. If you develop your energy, if you develop your power and your skill and your thinking ability, all of these things, these successes will not be denied to you. But we have to get there. Okay? We gotta get there. This is part 2. This is being part 2 of The Art of War. Okay? By Chill Turn. Okay, we're gonna do part 3 maybe next week. Okay, I'm gonna post it on YouTube. Y'all like, share, and subscribe, man, when I get to my channel. You know what I mean? My live stream is gonna be up in a couple of days, I guess. Should be up. But I'm gonna go on and end this live right here. And I will see y'all next time, man. Love y'all. Y'all be safe out here, bro. Alright? Peace.
Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself.